Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my Season 4 review of Shameless on Showtime. If you guys want to go back to my channel and see my reviews of the first 3 seasons, just feel free to search them up or just go into the video section. They've all been done, somewhat recently. Um, but yeah, I just finished Season 4 last night, just 2 more seasons to go and I'll be caught up. I know Season 7 is premiering October 2nd, I believe. I'm not sure if I'll be able to catch up in time for that, but if I do, you can be guaranteed that I will be reviewing every episode once I do catch up. Because Shameless, I say this in every video I do about it, but Shameless is just such a fantastic show. It's easily one of the best out there, if not the very best. Just when it comes to the acting, all around is great. The story, it's really consistently interesting and intriguing and willing to, you're willing to be pulled along by it. And still, it's constant mix of really dark humor and really great emotional drama. It really exceeds some of the best from either genre, really. But yeah, this video won't be too long because I do have to kind of take off somewhere as I'm fixing my hair right now. I just got out of the shower. That's probably way more information than any of you ever wanted about me in your life. But yeah, this video won't be too long, but I did want to give my thoughts on Season 4. It might have been my favorite season so far. I really like Season 3. I loved Season 1 and 2. I didn't really have any problems with Season 3, but, Season 4 is probably my favorite since Season 1 or 2, I think, though. Again, though, I did really like 3, didn't really have a problem with it. It's just, whatever's, it's just based on whatever is going on in the particular season, I guess. But yeah, I love Season 4. It also has my favorite cover of all the seasons, too, just with Fiona in the front, just yelling, and, Frank and everyone else behind her, and Lip, throwing them Molotovs. It's a cool cover, and it's one I'll probably buy a poster of, actually, at some point soon, and sort of put it on the side here next to my computer. I have my Daredevil poster there, then I have my Walking Dead and Dexter poster. So yeah, the Shameless poster will probably go, right here somewhere. And then I also have this little Strain thing from the Season 2 DVD there. Anyway, I really need to buy a better camera at some point so I can do, collection videos or something. But anyway, of course, Frank, he was, at the center this season in a way, but at the same time a very different place than before, of course, with his liver, failing consistently all season. They had to, he was trying to find a way to, keep going, but yet he can't quit his addiction, like drugs and alcohol, and he's trying to, find any way in the book to still get that substance into his system. And then along the way we meet a daughter we never knew we had, named Sammi, who's actually a little bit older than Fiona. She lives in this really rundown trailer with her son Chucky. He's really chubby, cute, yet really probably will turn out to be like Carl. But I thought that story was good. It was interesting to see Frank have another dynamic with someone else in his family and actually get along with them for the most part. So I did like that. And then Fiona, of course, she had a really different story this season. At first, it started out really well, with her, trying to date Mike and stuff like that. I thought Mike was actually a pretty likable character. Her boss at this new office she was working at. But then, Fiona, she makes a mistake, and she ends up sleeping with the guy's brother, Robbie. So. That started down a complete spiral. She had this really great life with Mike. She was finally starting to get the family over this, line of being poor. They're starting to actually be able to take care of themselves, and then she does that, and it screws the whole thing up. It actually got pretty intense, and then she just goes down this downward spiral for the rest of the season, pretty much. And she also ends up getting sort of a little bit addicted to drugs because Robbie brings this thing by and she takes it, and Liam ends up getting into the coke. and Liam almost dies actually, and she's taken into prison. And throughout the rest of the season, she's under house arrest, or she has his ankle bracelet on, or she's in the county jail, or she's going to be in this correctional facility. And I thought all that was really different. And at first, you want to be frustrated with Fiona, and you can be, just to see her make these same mistakes as, like Frank and Monica and stuff like that. But at the same time, I understand what they're doing. They're trying to create parallels between her and her parents. And also, Fiona just has so much weight on her shoulders, ever since season 1, until more recently when Lip's taken a lot more on his back. Fiona is like the main and sometimes only pillar, like really still holding the family up. So, it's natural eventually she could crack herself. She is a person, she is human. And, it's kind of fun to see her in the correctional facility and stuff like that. But, I think Fiona went on a good journey this season, but I hear she kind of remains the same way for some reason in the next few seasons. I don't think she'll become like an unlikable character, though. I think people kind of exaggerate and complain way too much about everything nowadays. And while Fiona was going through all that, Lip really, really stepped up, man. He started to pretty much pull as much weight, if not more weight, than Fiona did when she's in her right mind. All while still going through college and, kind of struggling with that, not really, for some reason, losing his mojo and not really getting his grips right away. So that was really different for him. And Lip, he's definitely one of, if not the best character on the show, along with Fiona and stuff like that. And, eventually he gets wrapped up in this, this relationship with his roommate's eventually ex-girlfriend, Amanda. And at first she comes off really intelligent, really smart, and sort of on his level, but then she's also, really, organized and sort of, OCD and, really trying to set him up to be all these different things. But then eventually she wants to continue seeing him to stick it to her parents. I thought Amanda was a decent character, though, and it seems like Lip is trying to care for her a little bit until he sees Mandy as a waitress at a restaurant. We didn't see a whole lot of Mandy this season, but I feel like Lip still holds a lot for her, so I feel like that still might be the main idea going forward. And, of course, Mandy and Lip do still have their moments here and there in season 4, and, of course, Mandy's just with this big black guy, just out of anger and mourning about not being with Lip. Eventually, the black guy finds out about some of the stuff they're still doing together, and he comes after Lip at the college. And it's funny when he comes into the dorm and he sees the schedule that Amanda had set up, saying exactly where Lip should be at this time with the classes and such. Lip didn't really like, all this organization, but the black guy looks at it, he's like, oh, okay, he's over here, and then he just runs off. It's hard to explain, and I'm probably making it sound pretty stupid, but, then Lip eventually basically tricks him, and like everyone else who's watching him, about to get his ass kicked, and eventually the campus security ends up tasering the guy. So that was a lot of fun. Ian and Mickey were especially interesting this season as well. And before I talk about that, though, and with Fiona's downward spiral, of course, that would clash with Lip, who's taking on even more. Of course, Lip was at first very, very angry with her, about basically, sort of doing something Monica and Frank would do, and just holding a lot of anger towards her. But eventually, he's able to see that, she's human too, and she's not less frail than before, so she's not perfect, she's going to crack at some point. So I really liked the Fiona and Lip scenes this season. They're the two main characters, really. Frank as well, but I feel like Fiona and Lip are sort of our protagonists. So I really like all their scenes together. Emmy Rossum and Jeremy Allen White are just so fantastic. Both deserve Emmy-worthy performances. Both deserve Emmy awards for sure. The whole cast does, really. But yeah, with Ian and Mickey, I thought their story was really interesting and touching by the end of the season as well. We didn't see Ian for a little while in the season, though. I'd have to kind of look it up. I don't know if like Cameron Monaghan was like busy with Gotham or something like that, is why he wasn't in the first like half of the season really. But eventually he shows back up. He's in this. He went to the military, but then they find out he tried to hijack a helicopter for some reason, which is really like out of character for Ian. Why would he be like that? And I feel like we're still kind of finding out more of some of his psychological or mental problems. But when they eventually find him, he's like the dancer of this gay club, and he's like really erratic. He has this weird energy to him and stuff like that. So I feel like he's gonna break at any point. You can tell something really wrong is going on though. But Ian and Mickey, their relationship gets really even more close. With Mickey, he is forced to go with this basically this whore from his father who wouldn't accept that he was with a guy, and Mickey ends up having a baby with her, to sort of please his dad, Terry and such. And of course Ian's still really hurt by that. He's watching it all happen and stuff with the baby shower and things like that. But it's really awesome, and the main part of it at the end of the season when Mickey finally comes out to everyone, and in front of his father, as father's like welcome home party for coming back from prison again. And of course his father attacks him, and a little fight breaks out. Mickey actually gets a few hits in on him, and Ian joins in as well, and he tackles some guys all over the place, which is really awesome. They both get their faces bloodied and stuff, but it was one of the sweetest moments between the two. I think I really love their relationship. So I thought all that was really good, but then once they have all this happiness together, and they're seemingly like getting along even better now. They're official and out there couple. Ian ends up laying in bed, for a couple days straight, and we find out that he might actually sort of have this like depression or like sort of bipolar like Monica has. So that's gonna be really sad to see, though. It's gonna be interesting to see what goes on with Ian in season 5. It's I'm wondering how they're gonna handle it. I actually feel for him already. But yeah, Ian and Mickey were great. Mickey's really grown on me as a character as well. Him and Kevin are characters I've both been getting to like quite a bit. They're both probably within my top 5 favorites. But yeah, Kevin this season, of course he was his magic penis. Of course, with what they're dealing with, Veronica's mother and stuff, they have that baby on the way, but then they actually end up, Veronica actually ends up getting pregnant herself, and, so, it's pretty happy at first, and then eventually buys the bar and such, but, finds out it's doing so terrible with the money and such, so he has to prepare for all that being on the way. And then eventually works out a deal with Mickey to, have this, like, whorehouse basically to generate more cash. But, I think Kevin's just a really likable character, and he's one of the actual genuinely good people on the show. Most of the time, anyway. Like, even, like, little moments, like, when Ian's watching Mickey trying to, back when he was trying to act like he was straight in front of his dad, Ian was really sad, and then, Kevin just, giving him another drink and, sort of nodding. Even little moments like that, I really like Kevin. But yeah, there's a lot of great stuff this season. Carl is a character I didn't really like too much in previous seasons, and at first I was a little bit annoyed that they were giving more screen time, but then you see that he sort of has a different relationship to Frank. They actually sort of get along, and yeah, Carl is going down a bad path for sure, but I do like his scenes with Frank, just to see Frank again get along with one of his children at least. Him and Sammi, of course, but that was different. And then eventually he meets this girl named Bonnie, who's this thief, and it's really interesting. And we find out that Bonnie might have her own sort of like tragic background, something with her father and such. And I did like some of that. Sheila, on the other hand, she's probably my least favorite character, to be honest. I appreciate Joan Cusack and her performance with it, I guess, but I think Sheila's just kind of an annoying and frustrating character. She went from being like, oh, that's funny that she's acting the way she is and such, but Sheila's storylines I just don't really care about, and I feel like she got on my nerves more than anything when she was trying to marry Frank and stuff, and he was dying, and Sammi was trying to keep her away, but she kept on. Ugh. I don't know, I just don't like Sheila. I'd kind of like her to be killed off. I don't know. What else was there? There's just a ton of stuff. Shameless, every season has so much going on every episode, let alone every season. So, of course I'm not going to remember everything, but just really trying to remember. It's all kind of meshing together in my head. I don't know. But yeah, Shameless Season 4 is really good, and I also liked the reappearance we got of Steve at the end of the Season 4 finale. Pulling up. I don't know if the girl called him Jack or something, or Jimmy, I don't know which one it was, but yeah, Steve's back now, and he said he's not going to go in, at least not yet. So I think he'll be another focus of Season 5. But yeah. So overall, Season 4 is a really, really good season. I really enjoyed it. Probably one of my favorite seasons, along with 1 or 2. But Shameless is always consistently so good, and I can't wait to get into Season 5 pretty soon. And like I said, if I do manage to catch up before October 2nd, I will be reviewing every episode as soon as I do. I should at least catch up part way through Season 7 this October, I think. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's anything else in the season you wanted to bring up and hear my thoughts on or talk about, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to talk about more with you guys. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.